we're going to start a brand new project. I love starting new projects because that means I get to teach you something new. And today we're going to be taking a look at the color wheel. The color wheel, the color wheel, the color wheel. The color wheel is really cool because it shows us the majority of colors that we have in the world today. And yes, this is backwards, but let's ignore that. Just know that it says the color wheel backwards. If you want to try and pronounce it backwards, you can. I don't even know how to say it. But alright, let's move forward. So here we go. When we're looking at the color wheel, if we look here, here, and here, we have primary colors. And those colors are the ones that make all the secondary colors, which are here, here, and here. So our primary colors are yellow, red, and blue. And what is in between these colors, right? Because this is a triangle. And if you look here, this is green, right? That's a secondary color. Now, if you want to know what colors make green, if you look at the color wheel, the colors that make green are yellow and blue, right? So if we look on this side, and we wanted to know what colors make purple, blue and red make purple. So between the primary colors are the colors that it makes when you put them together. So if we wanted to know what makes orange, yellow and red are on the outside and orange is in the middle. Okay? So we have our primary colors on the color wheel, which are here, red, yellow, and blue. And then we have the secondary colors, which are green, orange, and purple. Now, if we wanted to go even further on the color wheel, we could say that a mixture of purple and red would make sort of this red-violet color. And then we could also look at the color wheel and notice that blue and purple will make this blue, sort of blue-violet purplish color. And we could keep doing that all the way around. But that's why these colors are sort of arranged this way. They're there for a specific reason. So now we're going to look at the color wheel again. And we're going to talk a little bit further about how the colors are placed in groups, okay? So we've talked about how these three colors are the primary colors, right? And if we look at the colors in between them, that's what color you get when you mix these two colors together. So we have purple, so blue and red. Then we have green, so then we have blue and yellow, and then we have orange, which is yellow and red, okay? And those are the colors that mix it. So now we're going to divide the color wheel in half, okay? We're going to divide it this way. So if we were to take an imaginary line and go all the way across like this, okay? These colors on the left, what do they remind you of? These colors right here. They remind us of fire, things that are hot. So we call these colors over here, like our yellows and our oranges, and these colors right here, purples, we call those our hot colors, okay, because they remind us of fire. Now, if we look on this side right here, we have our greens and our blues, and you know what? Purples can be both warm and cool, depending on what colors you put them next to. But if we look at these right here, these are our cool colors, because they remind us of, I don't know, green grass and water, things that are cold and ice. So if you think about, a good example is if we think of Elsa from Frozen. What is she wearing? She's wearing a blue outfit because what? She, I don't know, throws ice out of her hands? I've never seen that movie before. But she's blue, so she's cold. So these colors right here are our warm colors. And then over here, we have our cool colors, okay? Pretty cool. So we're going to do something with that knowledge of warm and cool. So that's what I'm going to show you next, okay? First grade, so here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be creating a burlap pillow that looks like this. Ooh. And on one side, we're going to put some warm colors. So if we look at this pillow, this is my warm side, right? Because look at that. There's some red, there's some orange, and here's some yellows. And those colors remind us of fire, things that are hot, correct? Yes, when you're running around in gym class and you get all hot and sweaty, your face turns red. So there it is, you're hot, you're hot. And when you're roasting some s'mores, you see some orange flames and some yellow flames because it's fire, it's hot. And what is that doing? It's melting the chocolate onto your marshmallow, and it's so good. And then you can also think of this as the sun. Sometimes the sun is yellow or orange, or you can think of it as hot cheese on your pizza because it's yellow. Well, not all cheese is yellow, but close enough. All right, so this is my warm side. Okay, and then on the other side, guess what? Yep, you're gonna do your cool colors. So here are my cool colors. You know, black is one of those neutral colors, but generally, black we sort of think of as a cool color, right? And then we have our blues, and then we have our purples. Now, purple is one of those colors that could be cool or hot, depending on what other colors you put next to it. So if I put purple next to like a red, it's gonna look hot. But if I put purple next to green, it's gonna look cool, all right? So that's what you're going to be doing. And if you also notice, guys, we are going to do some sewing. I love to sew. You guys are going to sew all of these pieces of burlap together, these two pieces, to make a pillow. And then you're also going to sew a little bit inside your drawing because we're going to talk a little bit about a horizon line later. And then also, if you notice here, this part of my burlap pillow is not painted, okay? This is actually a positive space because it's the tree. And then back here, it's negative space. So negative space is actually the areas around you. So you yourself, guys, you yourself are positive space, right? Because nobody can go through you. That'd be weird. Well, unless you were a ghost. If you were a ghost, somebody could go through you. But in this case, if we have a tree or you're a positive space, okay? And then all this other stuff around you is negative space, okay? Just like this sky is negative space, and then this is positive space. So positive space actually takes up space. So we take up space in the air, okay? And just like this tree takes up space on my pillow, and then back here, this is the negative space because it's sort of like air, okay? All right, so today what you're going to be doing is starting to create your burlap pillow by blocking this space out, and I'll show you how to do that. All right, are you ready to get started? All right, pay close attention because this is going to take a while, and you need to listen so we do this correctly. Okay? All right, here we go. All right. So let's get started on the first steps to creating our burlap pillow, okay? So each of you are going to get 2 pieces of burlap, okay? 2 pieces. They're going to have your name on them, okay? So these 2 pieces of burlap have my name, Mrs. Crane. There we go. And then what you're going to do is you're going to flip these over because you're going to actually do all your art on the opposite side of your name because you're going to be painting this. And we don't want you to paint over your name because otherwise you can't see it. And it gets confusing because some of you do the same stuff, which is okay. All right? Now, I'm going to go ahead and do a tree. I'm going to make a drawing with my tape. And remember, you are creating the positive space with your tape. So if you notice, what's going to happen is once I've finished my tape and we're ready to paint, you're going to be painting over this. And then when we pull the tape off, you're going to be able to see the tree, okay? And that's going to make more sense when we get to this next part. But for today, this is what you're going to be working on. You're each going to get a roll of tape, or each table is, okay, or maybe 2. And you're going to do your best to try and tear the tape off. But we're also going to come around and throw down some pieces of tape like this for you to use. And those will be helpful for you, for those of you that kind of struggle with tearing the tape, because I'd sometimes struggle too, but you can also use scissors as well. So I'm going to tear this tape off, and if you want to try tearing tape, all you're doing is taking your 2 fingers, or your 4 fingers like this, and you're going to turn the opposite directions from each other, so you're sort of turning like this, and you're creating these torn pieces. Now, you can use small pieces of tape like this, all right? These are great for branches, All right? Okay, so I'm going to take the tape from here, and I'm going to decide, I'm going to just go ahead and do a tree. You can do one tree, you can do two trees, you can do whatever, okay? So I have some students that that made snow for the cool side, because the snow reminds them of the cool side, and etc. So I just tore this, and I got this really small piece. You can use this, okay? So stick it on there and really press it down. So I'm going to tear this piece, and I'm going to make another branch. Oh, look at that. All right. And then here I'm going to go, Miss Corinne, I'm done. I'm going to be like, no, you're not done. You're going to add more branches. I want to see lots of stuff, okay? I want to see what you can do. I mean, if we look at our tree branches outside, there's a lot of branches, isn't there? So you can really use all of these pieces, and make sure that when you're putting them down, you're really pressing them so they really stick on your burlap, okay? Just like that. And I'm going to use this one. Well, my tree looks funny, doesn't it? But that's all right. I think it looks cool. I like trees because they can pretty much be any way I want it to be. All right, so I'm going to keep doing this. Remember, you can use these small pieces, and if it curls up a little bit, you can still use those too, okay? All right, I'm going to keep doing this, and you know what? I think, let's... Okay, so I'm done. I'm done with this one. Now I'm going to do the other one. So notice I put a sun in, okay? I thought that would be kind of fun. But my tree has a pretty good amount of branches, okay? So I could add a little bit more, but I think I kind of like it like this. I wouldn't do any less than this, all right? Don't do any less than this, all right? So now I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to do my other burlap pillow, because remember, we have two sides. So this side has my name on it, and then this side is what's going to have my image. And here, I'll show you guys that you can make anything out of tape. So I'm going to, again, I have some pieces of tape here, and we've come around and put some extra pieces of tape for you, like this, okay? Extra pieces of tape, okay? Or you can try and tape it from here. That works too. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a cat, because sometimes cats get stuck in the trees and they need help to get down, don't they? So I'm going to go ahead and just do the head. And you know what? I'm going to put it off to the side because I just think that would be much more interesting. But you guys can do it however you want. And you know what? This is not going to be the perfectly most rounded head, but you know what? You can do anything with tape. I think you can. So I'm going to make my cat. Okay, so I'm all done with my cat. Isn't that fun? Cats, cats, cats. All right, so again, remember, I've used all these little pieces. You can use them, and you can use scissors to cut your tape if you want. And then what I'm going to do, I'm done with both of these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press this down and make sure the tape is all nice and flat on there. I'm going to do the same thing to this one. Make sure to flip it over. It's nice and flat. And then you're all done. You're all done for the day. So when you're done with this, guys, you're just going to put it in your folder, okay? And you're going to store it for the next lesson, which is going to be nice and painty and messy. And remember, we are making positive and negative space, and we're making a warm and cool color pillow, okay? Have fun, and make some really cool stuff, okay, guys?